was his name? From
So
Wichita
as we're
State?
talking about the Cavaliers and how their roster is constructed, reports are out there that the Cavs are set to offer Caris Levert $15 to $18 million a year annually. I know G said that he's not truly a wing; he's more of a two guard. So, what is exactly Caris Levert's role on his team, and how can he have the biggest impact for the Cavaliers?
Jason, I want you to start because I actually texted you yesterday to confirm what I thought. But will you explain why there's a 0.0% chance they don't re-sign Caris Levert?
Well, Caris has kind of got the leverage on them in this, and if you remember, you go back to, it's sort of like with Tristan and JR during the championship run. They're going to have to overpay for what his value truly is because they have no options to replace him. It's either sign Caris Levert or no one. It's not like you can take that money and spend it somewhere else because they're over the cap, and because they retain his rights, they can offer him more. So really, I don't know what the number is going to be, but it's going to be high because he's really got the leverage on them. And if you remember, the contract Tristan signed, the contract JR signed were outrageous.
$85 million.
And it was it was, I think, similar. Now, it's not going to be, I don't know. We'll wait and see how the numbers shake out on this. But I do think Caris is back. I think he's a bench player. I think he should come off the bench. It's overkill with him in the starting lineup. I don't care. You start Okoro during the regular season. It doesn't matter. But it's two different conversations. It's regular season and postseason. It doesn't really matter what you do in the regular season at that spot. I know we just got done saying it's the most important position, and it is. But they have enough talent around them that they can win 50, 55 games again in the regular season with Okoro, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is the postseason and what they do with that mid-level spot and Levert. And then you sort of figure out, after you see the whole season play out, then you figure out what's our best approach for the playoffs. But I think Levert's I think his shooting is desperately needed off the bench. We just got done saying shooting, and they just don't have great bench scoring options right now.
G?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy because, I hate to say somebody that can get 50 points in a game is like inconsequential, but this is the catch-22 and the dilemma that you have. I was listening to Chris Broussard the other day, and he just was saying like the Cavs are stuck in that middle place. Like, they're a good team. They're gonna win a lot of games in the regular season, but unless they can get somebody to go to another level, it ain't gonna it's just not gonna work. And I'm starting to believe like the move has to come from within. Like the move, like the Cavs ain't going. The Cavs,
you know what the move is.
The Cavs ain't like just pull themselves up by their like bootstraps, or they're not gonna pay people this money to come in here and save them. That's not happen. Like they got to get to a new level. And one of the things, and it's kind of off to the side, the Darius Garland thing is like, okay, we laughed about the rumors, whatever, but you know what those rumors and all the talk told me was that there's another level that there's to be attained from Darius Garland. Like,
yeah,
there better be.
What people are saying is that ain't enough. Like that. Like if you think Darius Garland is a finished product, and that Darius right here as today is a guy that is gonna be taking the Cavs somewhere different. Nah, we talk about Mobley a lot, but Darius Garland, he got to get better too. Like it ain't no like just one or the other. And I think. And we keep talking about, and it's not just the Imani Bates. It's an organizational philosophy. I need to be scrupulous on the people that we pick. I need to be looking at upside. We need to develop. We got to develop Mobley. We got to develop Garland. They got to get better. It's a lot. We got to get tougher. It's a lot of self-coaching and self-development stuff that the Cavs have to do. Because I don't think that from that outside help ain't coming. It ain't nobody coming to save you.
Yeah, I mean, I think
real quick, I disagree that the Cavs are stuck in the middle. I think that's unfair for Chris to say or for anyone to say. This team is too young and they have too much of a ceiling still in front of them with guys like Mobley, and Garland does have another gear or two to get to. I think that's wildly unfair to say.
I think he was speaking from a place where, as right now, they're stuck right now in the middle, like if the players don't get no better, like they're in the 3-4 based on their talent.
Yeah, but Mobley's 21. He's going to get better.
Right.
Even if he does right, Garland. even if Mobley doesn't reach the levels that I've thought that he would and they think that he will, he's still going to get better. Like, this team is going to get better.
Yeah, and I'm with Jason on that. And the move, you keep saying, what's that one move? The move is Mobley develops a jump shot. And I don't, like, not all the Cavs issues, a majority of the Cavs issues, spacing-wise, having a perimeter guy in the corner when these dudes drive to kick out to. It's not all solved with Evan Mobley becoming a consistent three-point shooter, but it alleviates so much pressure on the rest of the offense.
Yeah.
And he did not take. Like, this is a knock on Mobley. We expected, and we talked about it yesterday on the show, the jump from a rookie year to year 2. We talked about it in terms of football yesterday with Tyvis, but it happens in all sports. And Mobley was better in year 2 than he was in year 1, but he was a worse jump shooter. Now, part of that is opportunities. Part of that is not getting into the rhythm of the offense as frequently with Donovan Mitchell. But, hey, jump shooting is something you can work on your own. And I don't care if you get 4 opportunities, you get 8 opportunities. You got to make the most of those opportunities. And Evan Mobley needs to show some sort of significant improvement, in my mind, in terms of his jump shooting, if he's going to ever reach the potential, I think, Jason, you allude to, the ceiling, that true unicorn status that we all think he could become, and that's why the Cavs drafted him 3rd overall. That's the move that unlocks the rest of the roster without adding another guy who costs $30, $40, $50 million with in-house.
That sound good.
Yeah, now, could it happen? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought it was going to take a baby step towards that last year. He went in the opposite direction, but I'm going to hope,
it's a
you know
lot of
one step forward, 2 steps back?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's 1 step back for 5 steps forward.
Ben Simmons, we still waiting.
It's fair.
Giannis, we still waiting on that consistent jump. Scotty Barnes, they're gonna start talking to you in a couple seconds. Hey, you gonna spread the floor, Scotty? I know you want to get to the rack, but pretty soon.
Some dudes are not shooters.
Right.
And you could have good form, you could have good mechanics. Some guys just never develop the touch that takes to consistently make an open jump shot or even a contested jump shot in the NBA. And I don't have any reason to believe Mobley can't develop that, but it has happened to guys.
And I would argue, if you get to the trade deadline next year and it hasn't happened and it's clear that this is what he is, at least for now, then I think you really have to entertain the Jarrett Allen conversation. And it's nothing against Jarrett. It's having to play 2 non-shooting bigs together. If you move on from Jarrett, make Evan your center, really open the floor up and put playmakers around them.
You saying this year or next year?
This
upcoming season.
They're not trading Jarrett Allen right now.
Okay.
But if you get, and I'm just spitballing here. Like, I haven't put a lot of thought into this. I haven't.
Yeah.
This is where I get into trouble. This is where I want
Jason,
to
Lloyd
But
said it.
what you're saying makes perfect sense, though, because if you go through 2.5 seasons, 2.5 seasons, and Evan Mobley hasn't shown us he can be not even a true stretch forward, but a forward with the ability to stretch, then he's a 5.
Yeah.
And 2.5 seasons, you could develop into something later, but you can't keep waiting in a championship window.
We know the clock on Donovan.
He
now.
has to be a 5 if he can't shoot,
Yeah.
and you can't play 2 5s together.
And then I just, again, I haven't talked to anyone. It's just me spitballing. If we get to the trade deadline and Evan hasn't advanced as a 3, because I agree with you. I said the correction to this is if Evan can stretch the floor, now you're not playing 2 non-shooting bigs together. I think it's unrealistic to think he's going to go, what was he last year, 28% from 3?
21% from 3 last year.
I think it's completely unrealistic to think he's going to go from 21 to 35 or somewhere in that range in one offseason.
But get close to 30.
Yeah, that would. But I just think if you remove Jarrett from that equation, make Evan your center, and then you're able to put. Now again, they have a deficit in shooting as it is now, but there's just a way to open up the floor because I'm only thinking about the playoffs. I don't care about the regular season. We're just thinking about the postseason here. You can play Jarrett and Evan together in the regular season. It doesn't matter. We just saw how easily it is to expose teams that don't have enough shooting in the playoffs.
And this is the thing. You're trotting out 3 non-shooters. And when I say non-shooters, I'm talking about the nonest. Because the Okoro is right in that mix, too.
He might be the worst of all 3.
Right.
Earl, it is officially noon, and you know what that means.
Before we get to that, let's read the results from our PCC Airfoil poll. And as always, if you're looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits, well, PCC Airfoil is the lead manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoil in Eastlake, Menor, Whitcliffe, and Minerva. They're hiring right now for positions starting at $18 and up. Get full benefit packages, paid time off, and sign-up bonuses. Apply online today at precast.com/careers to learn more. So as we told you at the beginning of the show, our PCC Airfoil poll question was, what do you believe the Cleveland Cavaliers' most significant issue is? We had 1.2 thousand votes. So
Hell
shout
yeah.
out to the
shout out to the YouTube community.
yeah, shout out to the UCSS community. Roster construction, 46% of the vote. We had 29% of the vote with youth and development. 25% of the vote was coaching. So a lot of people believe the roster that Kobe has put together is the biggest issue, and JB is probably the lesser of the evils.